Stephen Christie from Highgate in London, Alan Green from Wirksworth in Derbyshire, Helen Tegg from Upminster, Mark Smith from Wirksworth in Derbyshire, Mark Chamberlain from West Hampstead in London, Gerrit Lorenzen from West Thurrock in Essex, Barbara Walter from Ringmer in East Sussex, Barbara Hiller from Wimbledon, Dave Bolton from Ferry Hill in County Durham, Linda Hodgson from Norton Lindsay in Warwickshire, Toby Downer from Moffat in Dumfriesshire, Brian Clark from Plymouth, Aidan Quinn from Liverpool, Alison Applin from Norwich, and Richard Jamieson from Kingsbury in London are all here to play 15 to 1, presented by William G. Stewart.
Thank you. Hello, our previous winner today is Mark Chamberlain from West Hampstead in London, who's with us for a third time today. Twice a winner. He actually made it to a grand final last year, but couldn't make it. Welcome back, Mark. Today and Monday will give us a full finals board. There it is. And then we'll start to see some of those names disappear. Off we go. 2 questions each in the first round. 1 correct answer from you to survive. And we begin with Stephen Christie from Highgate in London. Stephen, in which English county does the whole of the Lake District National Park lie?
Cumbria.
Alan, please. Sport. A map and a compass are the 2 essential pieces of equipment used in which cross-country sport which originated in Sweden in the early years of the 20th century?
Orienteering.
Helen, please. The Great Barrier Reef lies off the coast of which Australian state?
Queensland.
Mark, please. De Beers is one of the world's largest mining companies. What chiefly does it mine?
Diamonds.
Mark, please. Poetry. The North Ship, The Less Deceived and The Whitsun Weddings. Verse collections by which major 20th century English poet?
Eliot.
Philip Larkin. Gerrit. Ancient history and mythology. On which Greek island was a 100-foot statue of the god Helios, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, raised to commemorate the ending of a year-long siege of the island?
Rhodes.
Barbara, please. Classical music. The Overture to Romeo and Juliet, the Manfred Symphony and the Nutcracker. The composer, please.
Tchaikovsky.
Barbara, please. The USA. The weapons system, SDI, championed by President Reagan and nicknamed Star Wars. What did SDI stand for?
State Defence. No.
Strategic Defence Initiative. Dave, please. Capital cities. Which city on the river Danube is the capital of Slovakia?
Don't know.
Bratislava. Linda, please. The USA again. The 6 states, Rhode Island, Connecticut, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Maine and Vermont, make up a region known as what?
New England.
Toby, please. Greek mythology again. Who was the Greek god of war, the son of Zeus and Hera, who is identified with the Roman god Mars? Ares. Brian, please. Proverbs. Old soldiers never die. What happens?
They merely fade away.
Yeah, they simply fade away. Aidan, please. 20th century and decades. Charles de Gaulle became president of France, Dwight D. Eisenhower became president of the United States, and Anthony Eden became prime minister in the United Kingdom. All in which decade?
50s.
Alison, please. A Vicennium is a period of how many years?
600.
20. Richard, please. Arthurian legend. Which sorceress ruled over Avalon, the paradise to which King Arthur was taken after his final battle?
Don't know.
Morgan Le Fay. Phobias, Stephen. What name is given to an irrational fear of spiders?
Arachnophobia.
Alan, please. The human body. Myalgia is a condition affecting which parts or constituents of the body? Myalgia.
Nerves.
Muscles. Helen, please. Which feast in the Christian calendar coincides approximately with the old pagan festival of Saturnalia?
St. Valentine's Day.
Christmas. Mark, please. Law and the Small Claims Court. What's the maximum financial value of a claim that may be dealt with by the small claims procedure?
£200.
5,000. Mark, the Industrial Revolution. The name pleads of the inventor of the spinning jenny.
Sorry, I didn't know.
James Hargreaves. Gerrit, please. Politics. Who in the Cabinet is Secretary of State for Health?
Harriet Harman.
Alan Milburn. Barbara, please. The European Union. Which British commissioner is the European Commissioner for External Relations?
Leon Britton.
Chris Patten. Barbara, please. The history of postage stamps. Issued in Britain in 1840. The penny black and the twopenny what colour?
Blue.
Dave, please. Opera and Mozart. The Count's valet and the Countess's maid are betrothed. The Count's page is besotted with the Countess, and the Count's music master enjoys causing trouble between them all. The opera, please.
Der Rosenkavalier.
The Marriage of Figaro. Linda, please. What Latin phrase meaning to the city and the world is used in formal declarations by the Pope?
Urbi et Orbi.
Toby, please. Poetry. Longfellow. Listen, my children, and you shall hear of the midnight ride of whom?
Paul Revere.
And Brian, please. Television. Which long-running programme on Channel 4 was created by a Frenchman called Armand Jameau?
Countdown.
It was Countdown. Aidan. Botany. Viola tricolor. Viola tricolor is the botanical name for which plant whose common name derives from the Old French meaning thought? Pansy. Alison, please. The parsonage at Haworth in West Yorkshire is a museum dedicated to which famous literary family?
The Brontes.
And Richard, 19th century literature. Which of George Eliot's novels tells the story of the eponymous hero's love for Hetty Sorrel, the vain daughter of a farmer, and of Hetty's eventual conviction for murder?
Silas Marner.
Adam Bede. 3 down, 12 to go. Philip?
And they are Mark Chamberlain, Dave Bolton and Richard Jameson. And of the remaining 12 contestants, 3 still have their 3 lives intact.
Stephen, we start with films. In which Oscar-winning film of 1972 did Al Pacino, John Cazale and James Caan play brothers with Marlon Brando as their father?
The Godfather.
A number, please.
Number 10.
Linda, the royal family. What's the family surname of Prince and Princess Michael of Kent?
Windsor.
It is Windsor, yes. And a number, please, Linda.
12.
Brian, please. Music. Who conducted the first promenade concerts now held annually at the Royal Albert Hall?
Henry Wood.
And a number, please, Brian.
4.
The Bible, the New Testament, Mark. The name, please, of the robber released to the Jews by Pontius Pilate at Passover instead of Jesus.
Barabbas.
And a number, please.
8.
Crime fiction, please, Barbara. Barbara Vine is a pseudonym for which British crime writer?
Sorry, I don't know.
Ruth Rendell. Again, please, Mark.
Number 13.
And religious sects, please, Aidan. The name, please, of the conservative Protestant sect founded by Jacob Ammon in the 1690s, which by the early 18th century had begun to settle in Pennsylvania.
The Amish.
Yes, or the Amish. And onwards, please, Aidan.
Number 3.
Helen, what name is given to a male lobster? Cock. Again, please.
Number 2.
And Alan, by what term is the Parliamentary Commissioner for Administration more commonly known?
Ombudsman.
And number, please, Alan.
8.
18th, 19th century art, Barbara. The Naked Maya and the Clothed Maya are 2 portraits said to be of the Duchess of Alba, whose relationship with the artist caused a scandal in Madrid. Who was the artist?
Goya.
And number, please.
14.
The United States, Alison, established in 1963. What is the United States' highest civilian honour?
I don't know.
The Presidential Medal of Freedom. Again, Barbara.
3.
Sports and games, Helen. Trail, skip, shot, toucher, live jack and dead jack are terms associated with which sport or game?
Bowls.
Yes, bowls. Onwards, please.
11.
The British Isles, please, Toby. Which island is joined to mainland Britain by the Britannia Bridge and the Menai Suspension Bridge?
Anglesey.
A number, please.
14.
Alison, 19th century literature. Which novel, the first in the Barsetshire series, was, according to Trollope's autobiography, conceived while wandering around Salisbury Cathedral on a summer evening?
The Warden.
Yes, that's the first in the list. A number, please.
3.
History of the 20th century, Helen. The Tet Offensive was a campaign in which conflict of the 1960s and 70s?
Vietnam.
Yes, Vietnam War. A number, please.
12.
And Brian, please. Ancient history. In which century did the last Roman soldiers leave Britain?
15th.
5th century AD. Again, please, Helen.
10.
And Linda, please. What title is given to the permanent representative of the Crown in a county?
Lord Sheriff.
Lord Lieutenant. Even if they're women, they're called Lord Lieutenant. Again?
14.
And Alison, please. Ferries for Esbjerg in Denmark, Hamburg in Germany and the Hook of Holland all depart from which Essex port?
Harwich.
A number, please.
8.
And on the same sort of subject, Barbara, you can catch a Eurostar train from Waterloo Station to one of 2 European capital cities, Paris and
Lille.
Brussels. Again, please.
2.
The Republic of Ireland. Alan, the Aran Islands, Inishmore, Inisheer and Inishmaan, lie across the mouth of which bay on the west coast of Ireland?
Galway Bay.
A number, please, Alan.
11.
History of pop music, Toby. I Only Have Eyes for You and Bright Eyes were UK #1 singles in the 1970s for which American singer, once half of a famous duo?
Art Garfunkel.
A number, please.
6, please.
Classic radio and television. This is radio, please, Garrett. Archie Andrews was the dummy of which ventriloquist, popular in the 1950s?
No, sorry.
Peter Brough. Again, please.
7.
Just like that. Whose famous catchphrase was that, Barbara?
Tommy Cooper.
And you recognised it by the voice, didn't you? A number?
13.
Charles Dickens, please. Aidan. Which novel is the personal history of a child born at the Rookery in Blunderston in Suffolk?
David Copperfield.
A number, please.
Number 4.
And Mark. In which London art gallery is there a wing dedicated to the works of Turner? J.M.W. Turner, that is.
Tate Britain.
Yes, officially Tate Britain now, yes.
Number 1, please.
And Stephen, still the Tate. A branch of the Tate is based at the Albert Dock in which city?
Liverpool.
A number, please, Stephen.
6.
And Garrett, which British Prime Minister signed the Munich Agreement in 1938, which he claimed would mean peace for our time?
Neville Chamberlain.
And a number, please.
Number 14.
And Alison, testamentary power and testamentary capacity are terms describing the ability of a person to do what?
Make a will.
Onwards, please.
3.
Customs and excise, Helen. When returning to the United Kingdom from a non-European Union country, what's the personal allowance or maximum value permitted for importing gifts or souvenirs?
£150.
145.
Oh.
Again, please.
2.
And Alan, the economic organisation, the IMF. What does IMF stand for?
International Monetary Fund.
A number, please, Alan.
1.
And botany, Stephen. Atropa belladonna is a plant used in medicine, but it's poisonous. What's its more common name?
Deadly Nightshade.
A number, please.
7.
Famous scientists, please. Which American astronomer propounded the theory of the expanding universe in 1929?
I don't know.
Edwin Hubble, after whom the telescope is named. Again?
6.
And Garrett, please. In which county does the Queen have a farm called Wood Farm?
Buckinghamshire.
Norfolk, it's near Sandringham. Again, please.
14.
What's the capital of Tibet? Alison?
Lhasa.
And a number, please.
4.
History of France, Mark. The name, please, of the cardinal who was Louis XIII's chief minister and the antagonist of the Three Musketeers in the novel by Alexandre Dumas.
Cardinal Richelieu.
And a number, please.
Number 12.
Political terms, please, Brian. Which Russian word meaning restructuring is most famously associated with Mikhail Gorbachev's reforms in the Soviet Union?
Glasnost.
Perestroika. And again, please.
10.
And Linda, please. Which small Eastern European country lies between Ukraine and Romania? Moldova. Again.
Number 1.
Which sport or activity would be particularly enjoyed by someone described as a toxophilite?
Rock climbing.
Archery, Stephen. Again, please.
13.
Medicine, please, Aidan. Tachycardia means a quick heartbeat. What is tachypnea?
Rapid heartbeat.
Rapid breathing. Again, please.
7.
Science, please, Barbara. The name, please, of the 18th, 19th century engineer who coined the term horsepower and after whom the SI unit of power is named.
No, I don't know.
James Watt. Mark, please.
11.
The crown jewels, Toby. The first star of Africa and the second star of Africa are diamonds cut from which larger stone?
The Koh-i-Noor.
The Cullinan. Again, please.
14.
Education, please, Alison. A watchdog organisation within education. What do the letters QCA stand for?
I don't know.
It's the Qualifications and Curriculum Authority. Again, Mark.
12.
Classical music, please, Brian. Mendelssohn's The Wedding March comes from the incidental music to which work?
The Messiah.
Midsummer Night's Dream. Again, please.
Number 1.
Stephen, please, the Bible, the King James Version. What sort of wood is mentioned in the Bible as being used to make Noah's Ark? Gopher wood or cypress. Again, Mark.
10.
Linda, geology. Amethyst is a purple or violet variety of which mineral?
Quartz.
A number, please, Linda.
2.
And Alan, the theatre. What in the theatre is a travesty role?
Is a
Travesty role.
one played by women when it's a man.
Well, of the opposite sex, yes. One played by a member of the opposite sex. Again, please.
11.
And Toby, in Christian tradition, the name, please, of the woman who wiped Christ's face with a cloth on which was left an image of his face.
Mary Magdalene.
Veronica. Again, please, Alan.
13.
Aidan, the sea. The North Sea has 3 amphidromic points. What are amphidromic points?
Deep spaces.
No, it's points where there's no rise or fall of the tide. Again, please.
1.
Stephen, please, the royal family. What position is held in the Queen's household by the Lord Vestey as titular head of the Royal Mews?
I don't know.
Master of the Horse. Well, down, 3 to go, and after the break, Alan Green from Wirksworth in Derbyshire, Mark Smith, also from Wirksworth in Derbyshire, and Linda Hodgson from Norton Lindsay in Warwickshire will be here for the final. Do please stay with us.
The new 1.2i Corsa with Easytronic gearbox is better than 2 cars put together. Piffle. Now, to test this, I'll need a small car and a big cheese. Dick here is a big cheese with 2 cars.
Automatic for the city, manual for those weekends upstate. So this is an automatic. But hang on. Now, it's a manual. Automatic, manual, automatic, manual, automatic,
Yes, all right. It's not a toy.
The all-new Corsa.
automatic.
The biggest small car we've ever built.
Look out for Carol Vorderman's new video. It's the solution to your New Year's resolution. Find out the secrets of Carol's new look. Own it on video now.
There is freedom within. There is freedom without. Try to catch the deluge in a paper cup. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes.
Are you fed up with internet phone bills? Then check out thefreeinternet.net, where for an annual fee of $89.99, you get unmetered access to the internet day or night, and no more internet phone bills. Yes, that's right, no more internet phone bills. Thefreeinternet.net. Check it out now. The Free Internet is a business online group company.
JMC believe that your holiday shouldn't stop a minute before it has to. That's why, this summer, you can pre-book a late checkout at a number of our hotels and apartments, so you can make the most of your last day on holiday. JMC are unwrapping the package holiday piece by piece.
The 3 surviving contestants in today's 15-to-1 final are Alan Green, an IT student from Wirksworth in Derbyshire, Mark Smith, a student also from Wirksworth in Derbyshire, and Linda Hodgson, a housewife from Norton Lindsay in Warwickshire.
Thank you. Welcome back. Alan, Mark, Linda, put your fingers on the buzzers and off we go. Reference books. OED is the common abbreviation for which major multi-volume reference work, Mark?
Oxford English Dictionary.
Cape Horn is the southernmost tip of which South American country? Alan?
Chile.
Finance. What two-word term is used to describe large payments made to employees to stop them being lured away by rival companies? Golden handcuffs. The American Wild West. By what nickname was the American folk hero and showman William F. Cody better known? Alan?
Buffalo Bill.
History. England 1642 to 49. The USA 1861 to 1865. Alan?
Civil Wars.
Yes. And question or nominate?
Nominate Linda.
Oscar Wilde. The title, please, of the short novel by Oscar Wilde, in which an artist called Basil Hallward paints a portrait of a golden youth who breaks the heart of the actress Sybil Vane, who kills herself.
The Portrait of Dorian Gray.
Well, it's actually the picture of Dorian Gray, but yes, OK. And onwards, please.
Mark.
Mark. Snooker. What is the minimum number of points given away by a player who commits a foul stroke?
15.
4. Again, please, Linda.
Alan.
Sport in the USA. As a protest at being refused service in a restaurant in his hometown of Louisville, what did the then Cassius Clay famously throw into the Ohio River in 1960?
Oh, his Olympic gold medal.
And question or nominate?
Mark.
Look at this, please, Mark, and tell me, who is this popular American actor and comedian of the silent film era?
Harold Lloyd.
Buster Keaton. Again, Alan, please.
Linda, please.
Linda. As applied, for example, to the explorers Cortez and Pizarro, what is the Spanish word for conqueror?
Conquistador.
And question or nominate?
Alan.
Alan, geography. Which mountain pass connects Peshawar in Pakistan with Kabul in Afghanistan?
No.
The Khyber Pass.
Khyber.
Again, please, Linda.
Mark.
Mark, the name, please, of the British author of the comic novels Porterhouse Blue and Blot on the Landscape, both later adapted for television.
Tom Sharp.
Question or nominate?
Nominate Alan, please.
Alan, please. In March 1999, the Briton Brian Jones and the Swiss Bertrand Piccard became the first people to circumnavigate the Earth non-stop by which method of transport?
By a balloon.
And question or nominate?
I'll take a question.
In which Gilbert and Sullivan opera is Sir Despard Murgatroyd, the bad baron, forced by a curse to commit a crime a day until an elder brother is found to relieve him of the title and the curse?
I have no idea.
That's the story of Ruddigore. Fingers back on the buzzers, please. Some conservation areas in the United Kingdom are designated AONBs. What does AONB stand for, Alan?
Area of Outstanding Natural Beauty.
Question or nominate?
Nominate Mark.
In which state of the USA is the appropriately named Blue Grass Airport, which serves the city of Lexington?
Tennessee.
Kentucky. I'm back with you, Alan.
Nominate Linda.
Linda, botanical names. What's the common name of the plant Humulus lupulus, cultivated for its fruits, which exude a chemical known appropriately as bitters?
Hops.
And question or nominate?
Alan.
Look at this, please, and tell me, who is this writer? He created Rumpole of the Bailey, and his latest book is entitled The Summer of a Dormouse.
It escapes me. It's gone.
John Mortimer.
How did this happen?
How did it happen? Well, to start with, you can take that shaking hand off the buzzer.
Yes.
Because the 22 questions left, Linda, are all yours. Now, 31 is a winning score. There's a long way to go, but you do have the ammunition with those 3 lives. Listen carefully. The 4 patron saints' days of the United Kingdom, which 2 fall in the month of March?
Patrick and David.
The 3 Christian monastic vows are poverty, chastity, and what?
Obedience.
Tennyson, poetry. In the spring, a young man's fancy lightly turns to the next 3 words.
Thoughts of love.
Famous lasts. What were last advertised on British television on July the 31st, 1965?
Cigarettes.
Yes, indeed. Monarchy. Who was the last monarch to succeed his mother to the British throne? He did so in 1901.
Edward VII.
Classic television. Time and relative dimensions in space. In which series did an acronym of that phrase become a well-known word? The acronym is TARDIS, and the series was Doctor Who. Computing. Microsoft developed the MS-DOS for IBM. What does DOS, D-O-S, stand for in that context?
I've no idea.
Disk operating system. In law, what does the Latin phrase in flagranti delicto mean?
I'm caught in the act.
Sport and football. Look at this, please, and tell me, this is the emblem of a Premiership club nicknamed the Rams. Which club?
Derby.
Yes, Derby County. Football again. A famous name in Italian football. In which city is the club Juventus based?
Milan.
Turin. I've never seen a winner so glad it's all over. Linda. Anyway, 101 is a winning score, equal 8th position on the finals board. Come again and join us later in the year. Well done.
Thank you.
Did very well. And that's it for this week. We'll be back on Monday. See you then.
Play 15 to 1 at home with the 15 to 1 for 2000 book that features 2,000 questions from the programme. Available from the shops now, or you can order your copy directly from the Channel 4 shop on 0870